I am a lazy sack of shit. I just can't get anything done right now. I'm just putting everything to the side. Big procrastinator. It's just like, I can't even. You ever not done your laundry in so long you start to use your bathing suits as underwear?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Those of you agree with me. How single life treat you? Awesome, right? You're free to do whatever you want. I mean, sometimes you cry yourself to sleep at night, but that's what pot's for. Folks, you think I'm full of shit on this? Exhibit A. Standing by my material here. Like, you can totally pull this off in August when, I don't know, there's a chance you're gonna go swimming. But in February, this is just a cry for help. Folks, I'd like to take this time now to talk to you all about responsibility. Let me pull my pants up real quick. Now, folks, we are all having a good time here at Eastside tonight. We're all having some laughs, having some drinks, right? Yeah? Some of us, maybe a few more than others. And here's the thing, if you're getting drunk tonight and you're having fun, go crazy, have fun, live it up. It's Tuesday, for God's sakes. But if you're doing that, please, just be safe, do the right thing, get a designated driver, call a cab, walk home, do whatever you gotta do to be safe. Some of you might be going to a friend's house later, might be having some drinks there, maybe passing the bong around. Shit, I don't know you people, maybe it's Heroin Tuesday. Woo! I don't know. Whatever the case may be, if you're at a friend's house and you're getting messed up, please just be safe, do the right thing, just stay right where you are, okay? Just, I'm sure your friend would be more than willing to give up, a couch, some floor space or whatever for you to stay for the night because they're your friend and they care about your safety. Now, if you have a friend who is gracious enough to offer up for you for the night their place to stay so you may be safe because they're your friend and they care about you, please do the right thing and don't take a shit in their living room. Now, I've been on the receiving end of this before, and it's not that someone took a shit in my living room. It was more how someone took a shit in my living room. Which is why now I'd like to tell you all a little story that I like to call Brandon Gets Really Pissed Off About Some Shit. So a handful of years ago, I had this friend named Steven. And I use the term friend very loosely, because after this incident, we're no longer friends. Now, Steven's a good old boy from Alabama, loves to party. Most nights of the week, he's just out raising hell. And that's great. If you like to do that, it's awesome. Live it up. But on one particular night, Steven was partying just down the street from my apartment. And soon enough, he comes barreling through the door of my apartment. His pants are unzipped, and he's holding a nearly empty handle of Jack Daniels. He looks at me with a big drunken glaze in his face, mumbled what sounded like a handful of racial slurs, and then bam, hits the floor. Knowing Steven, I was just like, all right, buddy, everything is, good night. I go off to bed. Now, folks, I'm going to take this time real quickly to briefly describe to you the general layout of my living room. Behind me, let's imagine a couch. The stool will be playing the role of the wicker chair, soon to be known in the story as the victim. The microphone stand will be playing the role of the bathroom door. As you may have guessed, the bathroom never comes to play in this story. I am merely pointing it out to show you how close Steven was to a toilet. Now, it's the next day, and my roommate comes to wake me up, and here's the conversation. Brandon, you should probably go into the living room. Why, what happened? Steven did something. Something bad. You should go check it out. Like, fuck, alright. So I'm just, old days, just walking down the hallway, make it into the living room, and oh my God! The first thing I see is Steven passed out on my couch in his underwear. And then, I see the chair. There was a seat cushion on the chair, and it had been lifted, as if it were Oh, I don't know, the lid of a toilet seat. And on the seat itself lay a big, pristine pile of poopy. Now here's where I get upset. And I know what some of you might be thinking. Brandon, chill out, all right? He got drunk, he thought the wicker chair was the toilet. Shit happens. If you're thinking that, please shut up, all right? Because, as I mentioned in my investigative report, the pile was pristine, all right? It wasn't smudged, it wasn't smeared, it wasn't squished. It was untouched, which means Stephen hovered. All right? Guys don't hover. He knew this wasn't a toilet. All right, which means that instead of getting up and stumbling 2 steps into the bathroom and mission accomplished, Stephen gets up, grabs my wicker chair, which by the way was on the other side of my living room, pulls it towards the couch, and then proceeds to hover shit over it. A skill that when you're shit-faced requires a lot of balance, coordination, and trajectory. Which brings me to the conclusion that Stephen is an asshole. So, I confront Stephen about this. Stephen, what the fuck? And this is Stephen's response. It wasn't me. What do you mean it wasn't you, Stephen? It wasn't me. Stephen, the suspects right now are myself, my roommate, his girlfriend, or the drunk naked guy on the couch. Stephen, I locked the door before I went to sleep. Are you trying to tell me that, oh, I don't know, at sometime in the middle of the night, Navy SEALs came in through the window, came over to the wicker chair, and then dropped trousers, took a dump on the chair, and then left undetected? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Stephen? And without missing a beat, he goes, I've heard of that happening before. No, Stephen, I've never heard of that happening before. But this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go take a shower, because I gotta go to work. When I get back in here, I want this cleaned up, and I want you to fess up. Bitch. So, I go clean up, I come back into the living room. Stephen standing by the chair with all his shame. And he looks at me. And he's cleaned it up. And he looks at me and he goes, look, I'm not saying that I did it, but I'll take the blame for it. Thank you, Stephen. That'll do. Coincidentally, a week later, one of my friends sat on the wicker chair, and it broke and crumbled to the floor. I don't necessarily think it was because my friend was overweight. I think it's just because the chair had given up on life. And who could blame him? It's had it rough. So here's to you, chair. Folks, I'm Brandon Sanborn. Thank you very much.